It starts with a wizard, he's old and he's wise, and though he is small, there is strength in his size. The Goliath from the west, he's not smart, but he's strong. The Flagon Slayers, this is their song. Now the warlock, he's lost all the memories he had, 'cause to deal with a demon went seemingly bad. And the druid on his quest to save the shadow plane, when you hear tortured souls, you'll remember his name. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on. The cleric, she heals in the light of the moon. She wants to find purpose, it'll come someday soon. Then the rogue draws his sword, metals clashing again. When it comes to a duel, he will always win. They're the Flagon Slayers, they drink and they fight. They're the Flagon Slayers, by day or by night. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Flagon Slayers. I'm your dungeon master for the evening / for the campaign, Jacob. And then here are the players. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Corey's still off on his own quest in the big city of New York. So we're
He's
gonna
currently at a concert.
On his own quest.
He was like, "Don't hate me. I'm skipping D&D to see like somebody. I can't remember."
It's fine.
Well,
he needs to get attuned to New York and just.
I was like, "Good for you."
While he's doing that, we're playing Nerd Game, and
he's pursuing
that's more
Bahamut.
fun. So, in case you missed last week, the party traveled to Whitestone and became reacquainted with the people and the city itself. After being invited to an unveiling that will be happening in the next few days of some locomotive-esque contraption. The city Love Train, maybe. Who knows?
I'm calling it.
But it's actually Snowpiercer, guys. But the party found that Whitestone had been modernized with kind of think more like the post-industrial revolution Victorian era of England. So like like the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. That's kind of where we are technologically speaking. Thank you, Brady. That is very much in Sherlock Holmesy character. I appreciate it.
Is that what you've deduced?
I just saw like a blank spot in my beard, and I was trying to fix it.
Oh. I thought you were just like stroking your beard like you were pondering something.
I mean, if the shoe fits, I'll take it.
But the party also got reacquainted with Oscar and discovered that his nephew is actually Frederick, who is the interdimensional, intertime travel tabaxi shopkeeper. They also rediscovered the Meat Man, whose cart has been upgraded, and they have been acquainted with a few new opportunities, I guess is what we will say. Just let me make sure I've got everything ready here.
Are we still blessed?
We have takeout food. Remember, we all.
Yeah, you have takeout.
We all of us got a little thing of takeout.
Yeah, from Oscar's place. Which has wolf meat in it, which is just not.
But
I don't know.
But we get blessed.
Yeah. And who made you that meal?
Oscar and Genevieve.
There you go.
can still do clericy things without being a cleric.
I think that's one of the most clericy things you've ever done.
Savage.
I didn't even do it.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I'm very
Um,
much not a cleric.
so we will begin tonight's session from there. So Genevieve, you have been traveling with Mathis.
Hold on, my
Um,
chicken nuggies are done.
Okay, we'll start somewhere else.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Horrible timing. I knew it was gonna happen.
we,
I will be back in like
You did
1
warn.
minute.
We left a note for Braun at the...
Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that real quick. So Braun,
Hold on, I
where
gotta go to
you?
the bathroom.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I would just end the stream and just be like, I am done for the evening. Okay. So Braun, it's probably you started around 9. It's probably about 2, 3. Yeah, it's around 3 o'clock because it's around 6 in Whitestone. You've gotten back to the guild. You have these materials, which there's some weird materials in here. Like one of them is a frog. There's eggs, but specifically the shells. A bunch of just seemingly random things. A newt. Warts off an ogre. Things
that go
like
in a
that.
witch's cauldron.
Kind of witchy. Not gonna lie, kind of witchy.
Yeah.
But you have returned to the guild hall after dropping off all of these ingredients at Mathis's estate. You see that Stove and Garnash are tending to the bar as they're about to open. And there's a note left for you that says the party has traveled to Whitestone.
Okay. I guess I'll tell, because Soph's gonna be right there anyway. Just tell him. I guess I'm off to meet up with the rest of the gang and take my stone out and I guess teleport to Animus again.
Okay. So,
He got his stone back from
Yeah.
Rupert, correct?
yeah, Animus has his, the person who gave theirs away is Thea. Thea is the only one that
Yeah.
doesn't have hers yet. Technically, Lochnar still has his. But anyway. You wait about 6 seconds, Soph waves you goodbye. You feel your body being transported across time and space as you land. So Anzu, Zygon, and Animus, you guys are currently walking to the castle to make your dinner invite with Vesper. And then in a blue wispy smoke, Braun appears next to you.
Probably still very dirty
also
from everything that just
Yeah, just smells terrible, mud all over him. You see he's got like a few like marks on his fur where leeches were stuck to his face. Just not looking great, but you know, he's not hurt. Also, yeah, Constance is there as well. Who Braun has not met, but whatever.
Yes, who's she?
Oh, welcome, Braun. Finally, if you've joined us. I thought we were going to go into another dragon fight and then not have you with us. That would have been horrible.
Well, you need someone to cheer you on from the sidelines.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
was sucking on your face?
I've been through a lot of rough terrain. Some leeches, some grubs. You know,
I'm gonna press
not good for
digitate
fur.
him, make him look fine.
Okay, all the mud and all the blood and all the stains, everything's gone.
Oh. Well, thank you.
No, of course.
Sorry.
so-
This is Constance.
Hello.
She is currently a assistant to Mathis.
More or less, yes.
She works with Mathis under him and in the same.
So would I have heard, like, know of her since I've been working around Mathis and talking to him and stuff? Or was she more of like a stealth operative?
Make a history check.
Okay. Oh, I didn't get to pre-roll my dice. I don't know which ones are hot.
Oh man, I just set up.
Not this one. It's not this one.
That's not how that
No,
works. But
no,
okay.
that was.
Uh-oh.
I do not believe in dice magic. I
4.
refuse.
Jacob.
Some of them
No,
roll
20.
better on certain days. Yeah, don't even.
I refuse to believe in dice magic.
See, yeah. See,
Watch,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
roll
fine.
these two right now, and one of them is going to be higher than a 15.
Yep.
I just rolled a
Boom.
15 and an 18.
I didn't roll
Cool.
higher than 15. Oh, look, no dice magic. Anyway,
Wow.
so
Women ruin
Braun,
magic.
because
you
you don't
don't-
believe.
you don't remember Mathis mentioning her or seeing her around. She probably is just more of a shadow operative who shows up every once in a while and helps him out.
Okay.
But yeah, I
So,
mean, she's an elf, probably by elf age, she's probably in comparable to humans. She'd be like in her early 20s, early to mid 20s.
Younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And why why is she traveling with us? Like, no offense, Constance. I'm just trying to get back in the loop here.
Oh well, I wanted to tag along. I think it's good for me to know the people who are around Mathis so much. I figured it'd be a good way to get to know all of you.
She also said she wouldn't kill us.
Mathis is also with Genevieve going and doing a walk around, looking at all the new structures, which, Braun, you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, so Braun, you see buildings, and like when you were last here, it was like a very like Middle Earth style village. But now it's full on like the streets are like cobblestone, there's sidewalks, there's street lamps, like everything is more modernized.
And the locomotive.
Well, yeah, that. You can see off to the side, and it kind of looms over the rest of the town. You see a golden statue of a man with his hand raised up, shooting a gun up. White hair, glasses, really fancy coat.
Nice.
No, you don't recognize that
Okay.
person. But it looks as though a large building is kind of dominating the center, near, not quite where the Sun Tree is, but like relative, like 2 blocks down.
Well, this has certainly changed. We've only been gone for
About a year.
like a
Little
year.
over a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, about a year. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been using some. They've been dipping into some money, some resources that may have been found by Zygon and myself.
Yeah,
And
wonder
you-
where,
you
wonder
do
where they
see-
bankrolled that.
You do
Right.
see every
Yeah.
once in a while the buildings are there's some under construction. Like it's not fully renovated. Like the
Mhm.
main streets are done, but like the side stuff is still being built up.
Yeah. And it had something to do with that that mine you guys have.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Something.
Yeah. Something. That's actually it's, what we're talking to Vesper about tonight. Hopefully, trying to figure out the situation there so we can finally use it, to help us. I don't know, save the fucking world as we know it.
Yeah, it should make for good dinner conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's try and butter them up before we go talking about that stuff.
That's all I got.
Oh.
Is today Garnash's birthday?
Oh no, that's tomorrow.
Okay.
Well.
Just making sure I got my timeline good.
Yeah. So tomorrow is Garnash's birthday. So if you guys were able to kill the dragon in the morning, you could make it back by
Oh,
his birthday
man.
party.
We got this.
Yeah, let's think about that in the middle of fighting a dragon. Like, we got to speed it up, guys. Come on. Yeah, we got to make
Guys,
it back for Garnesh.
Our hippo friend's birthday.
Dude, I fucking love Garnash.
Okay, everyone, I've laid out a
I
plan.
mean, yeah.
We're gonna go to the party, kill the dragon, and then after that, tomorrow, we head over, Garnash's party. Huh? And watch him eat as many watermelons as we want.
Are we doing gifts or?
Well, I bought him a gift. Good luck upping me, asshole.
Well, this is awkward.
Flagon, there's plenty of shops in Whitestone. You could find a gift if you wanted.
Oh,
Yeah, but it won't be.
Yeah,
a
what do you
watermelon
get the
farm.
gift? He has everything.
Yeah, what do you get the gift? What gift?
He's obsessed. He's a vegan, vegetarian. What's the term?
He is a vegan.
Vegan.
He's like
Yeah.
a Robbie.
Yeah.
You could
I
get him
just
some
I
seeds for his
myself
new
am
farm.
confused on the terms, like what the specific differences between like vegan and vegetarian.
Like Braun is confused or Michael is confused?
Michael is confused.
Okay.
I myself.
Vegans, no animal products whatsoever. Vegetarians can have dairy.
There we go.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Boom, done.
And
So-
animal byproducts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Poop.
Well,
That's
we're
technically a byproduct.
you just joined us right when we were actually getting here for the dinner. Yeah, good thing Anzu got you cleaned
in
up because
time.
we would have had to send you to the water closet.
Me and water don't mix too well. Not anymore. We've accidentally created a stereotypical cat with that water elemental incident.
Oh, that's great. Oh. Well, you guys go up to the gate. They let you in. They know who you are. It's not as bad as it was last time. And you guys begin to enter Castle Dorolo. Genevieve.
Present.
So, you have traveled with Mathis to the local cemetery, and you see him. He asks for you to wait, and he goes up to this mausoleum with a raven a statue of a raven perched on top of it, and you see him hit these specific points. Excuse me. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I also cast invisibility on myself earlier.
Yes.
I just wonder what I do. Just
Yeah.
I haven't rolled these dice yet. These are the ones from last week. Ooh. This perception.
Ooh, my Matt Mercer dice just rolled a 19.
Yeah,
so
15.
maybe there is magic.
there is magic. It is.
I don't have my druid dice out. I'm a little scared for this fight without them.
Okay,
I'm
so Genevieve, you're used to secret knocks and other things, so you memorize this pattern very easily. And right before Mathis walks in, he looks back to where you generally are, and he gives you a little wink, and then he goes inside, and you see the slab.
I don't
goes
get to
back into
follow him?
place. You can if you want.
Yeah, I want to. That's why I said invisibility. Of course I
Okay. You're gonna have to put in the code, but you remember it pretty easy. You wait about a minute as to not tip off anyone that might be around, and you hit the code. The door slides open. You walk in. Do you have dark vision?
I do. I have a lot of dark vision.
Okay, cool. So
Because
this
of
is
that
pretty.
cool tattoo.
There are 0 torches lit.
I have 120 feet.
And you see that this mausoleum is actually just a facade. There's no coffin in here. There's no one buried in here. It is literally a staircase that goes down. So as you follow this staircase, you can hear very distant. You can hear the sound of a cane hitting stone, which you know to be Mathis.
Could be Anzu.
Could be Anzu. He doesn't have well, his cane is for decoration. Mathis's cane is for legit reasons. So you go down this tunnel, and it eventually opens up into this large. It's kind of hard to describe. So it's donut in shape. Well, okay, I guess it's just a circle. It's a circle.
It's donut in shape.
Love when it's shaped donuts.
Here's why
Kind of
it's
hard
donut
to explain. It's a circle.
guys, I don't know if you ever heard of this thing called shaped. Okay, I'm gonna
So
blow your
let me
mind.
equate it to something I know you would know.
Yeah.
Donut.
Okay, so circles or donuts? Okay, so the reason I said donut is because in the center you see this large pool of water.
As do most
Probably,
donuts.
yeah, most donuts have water in them. Little known fact. But you see that this pool of water is probably about 30 feet wide, and then you see you've seen stuff like this before. This looks to be a guild hall of some sort.
Okay.
You see a few people milling around. There's a group of what look like rogues throwing knives at boards, like they're playing their own form of darts. You see some arm wrestling going on, some cards being played. You see people drinking. There's a bard in the corner kind of tuning a fiddle. And then you see Mathis just walking further in. Also, make a perception check for me.
I'd also like to keep an eye out for anything that might like dispel magic or anything, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
anywhere.
Any wards that might, yeah.
Not as good. 10.
Okay, this isn't terribly hard to see. So as your eyes travel upward, and you kind of clock that you went maybe a mile underground, not super deep. So as you look upward, you see that there is no.
Very deep.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
5,000
A mile's
feet.
not that bad. It's not that bad.
Jacob.
Nah, not for adventurers that go literally hundreds of miles like in a second.
True, I guess.
It's a mile deep, guys. Just let them.
For us, that'd be like an hour of walking. I get that, but it's different for anyway. Don't
only
you
walk a
question
mile
my
an hour?
authority.
That's what I'm
Well.
supposed to do.
Anyway,
That's what my character would do.
so as you look up, you see that there is no there is no ceiling to this thing. It opens up into what looks like just open sky. It's like this giant, like, open cavern, essentially.
Okay. But wait, it's not the actual sky, is it?
No, that is the legit sky.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
the sky.
It's the sky.
It's the
You see that
sky, bro.
You see the sun is setting. You can't see the sun because of where this is positioned, but you see the colors of the sky that equate to sunset. What do you want to do?
Which way is Mathis going?
He's going right along the circle.
Okay, I'm gonna just follow Mathis.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me.
I think I have advantage on those. Let me double check. Hold on. Aha, I do.
Nice.
Okay. 25.
You sneak around. Everyone seems to be in a festive mood. It appears. Make a perception check for me.
You got it. Oh, not good. 11.
So you hear snippets of conversations from like the people throwing knives and people playing cards and stuff. And you get the gist that they've just pulled off some sort of job. Not quite. There, a lot of them are like saying like, "Oh, we're gonna get a lot of payday for this," and things of that nature. You follow closely behind Mathis. He comes to this large oak door, and he hits the door with his cane. You see a slat on top slides open. They look down at him. They open the door, and then Mathis goes inside, and the door is beginning to shut.
Can I try to sneak in?
Yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity. Do either acrobatics or athletics. You can choose.
I will be acrobatics. Yep, because my athletics is a +0. I'm scared. Actually, I haven't rolled this one yet. Let's go for it. Oh, it's not good. It is no, it's a 9. I can't count.
That's a lot of. I heard a lot of different numbers coming from there. So you try to rush the door, and it goes to shut, and you get your foot in to the door, and then you see this large orc man who's behind the door kind of go, and he goes to slam the door again.
I'm pulling my foot out. I'm
Okay,
pulling my foot out.
So you pull your foot out, and the door slams.
Imagine.
Let me see if there's anything I can do in this situation.
Waiting for a barf moment from Spaceballs.
Yeah, I'm not stupid.
Oh man.
Reeks the shit out of her foot.
Fair enough. Can't do much in this situation, so I'm just gonna like listen at the door.
Okay.
Very intently.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
That does check out, yeah.
You're trying to listen through a solid oak door.
Oh wait, hold on.
Don't you wish you had Thea for perception checks in this situation?
Yeah, my +8 is nothing compared to my +15 with Thea.
Yeah.
Let me double check one thing. There's so many abilities, and I'm like, oh, fucking Christ. It's so hard to remember all of them. Okay, that does not apply. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, disadvantage, perception check. Oh, okay. Not the worst. 8, 19.
19? Okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. So you hear the sound of two voices. You identify one of them as Mathis and one that you don't quite hear. And you, trying to think, what would you hear? So you hear mumbling, and you hear like every other or every like fourth or fifth word. It's not super clear. So you hear the words, agreement. You hear the words territory. You hear the words Amon. You hear deal. Things like you get the gist that they're making some sort of arrangement to maybe. It's kind of hard to say.
Okay.
But after about 10 minutes, the talking stops. And you hear the familiar cane come to the door. The door opens, and Mathis walks out. As he walks by where you are, as you backed away from the door, still invisible, he whispers, "I'll tell you about it when we get out of here."
And if an hour seems to passes at
You're
all, I'm gonna
getting
cast.
close.
I'm
You're
gonna
getting
cast
close.
invisibility again.
Okay.
Whenever I get close to that hour mark.
Yeah, so judging by where the sun was when you cast the spell to where the sky kind of looks now, you get the sense that it's been about an hour, so you reapply it. And coming out also with Mathis, you see this kind of large human man with part of his head has been burned. You see this large burn mark that just goes across one side of his head. You see the other side is like a really close buzz cut hair. You see that partially part of his ear has been burned off. It looks as though he's been in some sort of accident. But he comes over to Mathis. "Well, I think we have a deal. You stay where you are, we'll stay where we are. For now." Mathis, yes, that would be beneficial to both of us, I believe. The two shake hands. You see that Mathis is a little, not shaken, but there's something going on. There's some sort of interaction within this whole agreement has kind of stuck with him.
Okay. And I've never seen that man, don't recognize him.
No. You do see a bunch of these members, though, have myriad markings on them, like tattoos, or some of their weapons have the crest on it, or things of that nature. But yeah. So Mathis, the two men say their pleasantries, and you see Mathis begin to leave as he's going back the way he came from.
And I will kind of get in stride with Mathis.
Okay. Well, for sake of ease, we'll say that you guys get out of here, and that you are back in the cemetery. He inputs another code onto the other side of the mausoleum. The door slides open. The two of you walk out. It comes back into position.
I'll drop my invisibility and.
Where'd it come from? No, I'm just kidding. I knew you were there the whole time.
Sorry for that slip up.
It happens. It happens. Well,
Yeah.
we're about an hour late for the party. Should we get moving?
Yes.
All right.
Don't want to be rude.
No. No. The two of you begin walking.
So, tell me about this deal.
Oh, well, we're basically going to split the continent in half for now. Mainly out of an abundance of caution. I also made a deal with them to be on the lookout for this bomb that the Flagon Slayers have been looking for.
It's probably a good idea.
Well, I know it kind of cuts into other people's business, but I think it's the best decision. And with the power vacuum in the clasp right now, deals can be renegotiated when things are put back in order.
Yes, they will be.
We'll see. But for now, the government of Haldore will give the Myriad certain leeway. We won't attack their legitimate businesses, but if they do get out of hand with illegal activities, we will step in.
Seems reasonable.
It's the best out of a bad situation, really.
You know, when the continent's facing certain death, I mean.
Well, most people don't know that. So it's better to keep that quiet.
You should tell the Flagon Slayers.
I suppose. I don't know. It's kind of a coin flip there sometimes. But you can...
Oh, I just meant to keep their mouths shut.
That's another thing. It seems as though they're quite eager to share things. But they're a good group who do good work. I'm just worried that if we were to say that we're making deals with the Myriad, they might interpret it the wrong way.
They tend to. I mean...
It's okay. They're good for what they are, and I'm not going to ask any more of them. I'm sure they have a bigger role to play in all of this anyway.
Yes. Seems like it. So I'm seeking their help.
Hold on. And you see him hail a cab as this cart comes by. I mean, I enjoy walking as much as the next one, but with a leg like this, it's not good. Anyway, after you, and he holds his hand out to help you get into the carriage.
Thank you.
The two of you get in and start heading towards the Drollo estate.
Fucking cab.
I mean, yeah, cabs exist.
That's so funny.
Like, what does the cab look like?
It looks like a carriage, like very rudimentary. Yeah, like a stagecoach, but like not as decked out as a stagecoach. It's not as big.
Right.
It's more
but
like a horse and cart.
Yeah, but not like it's like a full like a compartment where you can sit in. Like, you know, you've seen movies, you know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But like full on door, you can step in. It's a little compartment that people can sit in, and then the person conducting the cart or carriage or whatever is up front. Anyway. There's a local service that runs through Whitestone. It's okay. It's okay. Chew.
Sorry, that was my only meal I've eaten today, so...
It's okay. Those nuggies need to be eaten.
They did. They were delicious.
So, Genevieve, as you and Mathis are kind of sitting, and you see that you're sitting on one side and he's sitting on another, and you guys are diagonal to each other. As you pass by on the left, you see this large building that has these strange tracks that have been laid coming out of it. This building is one of the biggest buildings you've ever seen. You see that there's currently only one track, but it looks as though they're building another one that goes southeast, and then this one goes southwest.
Okay.
But Mathis looks up at it. What a marvel of engineering. I do worry, though.
They're building up a lot. Very
Well,
quickly.
I have theories as to why that is.
Oh, do share.
When we're in more pleasant company, I believe I will.
Fair
But my concern is that what powers this machine?
Do I know anything about Residuum and Whitestone? I would assume so.
Vaguely. I mean, you
As
don't.
someone who
you don't-
deals in a lot of trade.
Yeah, you don't do a lot of
mean-
trade in Whitestone though. Like that's on the
Right.
opposite side of the continent. So, but from your work, I would say vaguely Whitestone doesn't really like to sell Residuum that much because of how powerful it can be.
Right.
But
I'm like vaguely aware of their
yeah, I mean,
resources.
like you'd know like what their resources are, but you would also know that Mathis would also likely know about Residuum.
Right. I mean, all I know is about their Residuum resources. I don't know.
That is one theory, but have you seen the machine yet?
I don't believe so.
Well, I have. It's bigger than most things I've seen. I don't think that shoveling Residuum into it is going to be powering it that long. I don't even know if the mountains themselves have enough energy to power that.
No, but stingy with it.
Yes, they are. And plus, think if this thing gets robbed with all the Residuum on it.
It's true.
I speculate they have other ways of powering this, but I will need to have more close examination to be able to confirm.
I'd love to hear what you find out.
I'm sure you would. You guys eventually make it to the palace. They let you in. They're a little dodgy about you, but Mathis speaks up for you. As you guys get in, you see the rest of the group, who's currently kind of milling around. You see a few other guests. The festivities still haven't started. You guys have been there about an hour.
I'm in the middle of the story. And then I told Anzu, it's been in your shoe all along. Oh.
The two elves that you're telling this story to do not seem particularly amused.
I don't really know what the story is, so I'm not amused.
It's fine.
Quiet off in the corner.
I need all of you to make a perception check, though.
It's a quiet.
Oh, shit.
Including me?
Yes, all of you.
Perception check. It
Going
can-
after our booty.
Which die to use?
the
Ooh.
magic one.
Natural 20. 28.
Hey, natural one. Eat it.
30.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Nice.
30.
I'm feeling a lot of different rolls here, guys.
27.
Even,
Wow, okay.
Even
Well,
without
basically,
the natural.
Anzu doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
No, he's just like, what? Okay, so, as you guys are kind of milling around talking, you eventually see Vesper come out onto, she comes out into the party and starts talking to other people. You see one of the people that she's talking to, an elven man, probably in his mid 40s to 50s if you were scaling him by human standards. Long blonde hair, very fastidious looking. You see that he's wearing. How many of you are familiar with elven culture? I need all of you to roll a history check.
I'm a half elf.
Anzu married.
Yeah. Anzu married an elf, yeah.
11.
But how invested in her conversations was he?
Mystery.
That's fair. I don't know.
Got a nice 15.
15.
7.
7. Okay. Zagon's like, I don't know anything about elves. Like,
I don't give a shit. What is the elf ever done?
yeah.
29.
29. Okay. So Anzu, after this man is pointed out to you, you recognize him not because of his garb, but because of who he is in relation to you. This is Targarus. This is
I knew it!
Thea's father. He's wearing elven ambassador clothing. You also see that there's a plate, like he's wearing some sort of elven plate armor underneath his ambassador clothes. And he's currently talking to Vesper. You can't quite hear the conversation, but you can see that they are talking.
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
she's not there.
I don't know.
The world happens no matter what.
But
He's the
she's-
ambassador to Whitestone. Of course he'd be invited.
She's in sync.
I'll walk over there.
You, Vesper sees you. Oh, hello, darling. How are you?
No, I'm good. You look fabulous today.
Thank you. And you see she's wearing this, like, flowing red dress, strapless, just super nice.
She's in the red era.
Yeah, she likes red, all of a sudden. You know, it's a symbol of power, I guess, is what I...
Anyone else listening to a lot of Taylor Swift? Because I am.
Anyway, you see Targarus looks down at you, physically, because he has to. He's not actually looking, metaphorically looking down at you.
Snobbing.
And he looks down. Hello, Anzu.
Targarus, looking bold as always.
Thank you. He holds his hand out to you.
I'll hold my hand up.
You two, it's an awkward handshake to say the least, but you know there's still a level of respect.
Interesting.
So how's Thea?
I was under the impression she was still with you.
I was under. Oh, she is. Yes. You know,
Anzu, what are you not telling me?
She may have gotten up. She was upset about some things in the guild. Not me personally. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. And then said she needed some family time. And then I assumed you've seen her.
Well, I haven't been home in a few weeks, so if it happened recently, then it would stand to reason that I just haven't been home.
Oh. Well,
I've been
she's been
preparing things with the government here.
Oh. Well, are you excited for the event? The big shebang?
Vesper excuses herself from you two as she continues to go the guests. Well, to be quite honest, Anzu, I've been sent here by the Singorn government to observe this technology. We are cautiously optimistic.
Well, Thea's come a long way. Should be proud of her.
I am every day.
Oh, well,
Anzu, I know that I was not great in Thea's formative years, but I just wish that she would let me make up for it sometimes. I mean, it's going to be a little bit harder now that I have 3 children that are much younger. But I'm glad to hear that she's coming home. We'll have time to reconnect. And I'm sure if you ever need her, you can let me know and I will pass on the information.
well, if you really want to wow her, I know a present she might like.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Oh, good luck finding it. It's a deck of many things. She won't shut up about it.
Wow. I believe that will have to wait for a very significant birthday.
It's in
Maybe
the
a
summer.
500th birthday. You know, a good 500th birthday present.
Perhaps. They're quite hard to find.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you.
As it was you, Professor Zook. Are you coming to the ceremony in 2 days' time?
What is he talking about? Do I know what he's talking about?
The
We were
train.
invited to it.
Yeah, the train dedication.
Oh, I thought that was today.
No, that's in 2 days.
This is just the dinner.
Oh.
Yeah, this is just like the party dinner. Woo!
Yep, I'll be going there. Vesper wants us to check it out. It's interesting, but I don't know. I'm kind of worried about this technology. You know?
You see his demeanor changes from that of kind of being more light and loose to you see his personality almost flips into more of a business-like demeanor. Is there something that you know, Anzu?
What do you mean about that?
What do you mean by being worried about this technology?
Well, you know, it's just magic. It would be nice to not have it fade away and poof into nothing like a fart in the wind.
Why
Also,
would
it's-
that be a problem? What would happen? What are you alluding to?
I'd like to have a job. You know, teleporting people, things like that.
Oh, you're worried that if this locomotive proves to be beneficial, that your services will no longer be needed.
I suppose. But
Well, that's a mildly selfish notion, don't you think?
what, am I just supposed to go broke?
Well, I don't think a machine will be able to fight a dragon.
Oh, that's a good point.
Until we make mechs.
Till we make robots!
Some big old mech robots. Let's
Big old
fucking go.
Gundams!
Mech Targaryen.
Oh, man. Okay, reel it back in, everybody. Reel it
Anzu meet mech Anzu. Doo, doo, doo.
Targaryen, did they ever, I don't know, cast sending and tell you what's going on, and, you know, is Single upping the security?
No, but we have received reports from other governments. We aren't too concerned, to be completely honest. The walls of Singorn have stood for hundreds of years. They'll stand for hundreds and hundreds more.
Everyone says things like that until
Yeah, right
They don't
before it
exist
happens.
people get cocky behind walls or
No.
behind weapons and don't take things seriously.
Bron, are you in this conversation now, or is that just you?
I mean, I imagine we were all still nearby, even though he was having the conversation.
Yeah, we can say that you guys are close enough that if you wanted to interject, you could.
Yeah, I mean, then I'll interject from afar and
You-
say
you-
that myself.
You hear
She's
me?
screaming across the room.
You hear
Not
me?
screaming, but I'm like
Everyone says that until
Fucking Targaryen.
maybe like 10 feet away.
so
Because I imagine I'm not sitting at the table around food I can't eat.
Yeah.
You
10
hear?
feet's not that far in a quiet hallway.
Yeah,
or a
it's
I
quiet
just imagine
hall.
Ron so quietly going, "Well, everybody says that."
Yeah.
Everybody
Well,
says
everybody says that until it happens.
While he says that, you hear me with a different group of people. And then I told Anzu, it's been in his shoe all along.
Telling the
Once
same
again,
story.
not landing at all.
So Animus does not have a career as a stand-up comedian.
No. Or just a party guest, really.
He's not getting invited to parties.
No, we're like, nope. We're gonna invite the Flagon Slayers, but not that Animus guy. Oof.
Oh man.
All invitations from here on out. We'll just say, don't tell Animus.
Don't tell him.
Is there like a predatory animal in Tal'Dorei that's been hunted into almost extinction or something, like a tiger?
There's not a ton of owl bears anymore.
Okay. Targaris, if I could. You know, owl bears, right? They used to be an apex predator. But they weren't really used to getting hunted down, which, you know, led to them not being around very often. Maybe, you know, such things up.
Anzu, I appreciate your concern, but ultimately it's not my decision to be made. I am an ambassador. I'm not part of any councils or any sort of leadership-based structure. I'm merely a deal broker. If you are truly concerned, I can deliver a letter from you to our council, but ultimately the Singorn will deal with its own affairs.
I'm gonna miss seeing elves in the world. Rock didn't say that.
I'll get you that letter by the end of the day, but you know, if you see Thea, maybe you should talk to her about it too. She could probably.
I will.
Talk to you a little bit more.
I expect to go home after the ceremony, so maybe she'll be there waiting.
Tell I said hi.
He goes to pat you on the shoulder, and then he realizes how small you are, so he has to like crouch down, and then he pats you on the shoulder. It'll be okay. She's at the age where she needs to discover what her purpose is.
I don't miss her at all.
Stay strong, Anzu. He walks off to go talk to others.
I'm gonna press the digitate my tears away.
Okay. You see the tears lift off of Anzu's face and kind of float there and then just out of existence.
And then I'll walk in with Vesper.
Okay.
And then he said, "It's in my shoe."
Just for funny, I want to say it works, but I think that's mean.
No, I haven't even gotten to the actual thing yet.
Anzu, make a performance check.
It is an acquired skill.
It's funny because it's not funny, Jacob.
That's funny.
Anzu, this is one of the greatest stories you've ever told.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I love it.
It kills with the group. You see the two stuck-up elves that Animus talked to earlier dying, laughing so hard tears are coming out of their face.
Oh no.
But anyway, as the laughing subsides, everyone goes into the large dining area. You see a very long table with you see about every 20 feet posted up against the wall. You see people in these crimson red uniform, military style uniforms, with a patch on their shoulder, denoting the military branch. You also see that they have rifles that they're holding, and then standing or sitting next to them each is a bear. And you see like
Whole bear.
yeah, a big old bear. A big old bear.
It's
It's not standing. It's sitting.
Visual just got.
Okay, like
It's sitting next to them. It's not like bra, you know.
Yeah.
It's like full on, just
what's
like
up, guys?
Mauling the shit out of us.
I'll see one bear yawns, and you see its large canine teeth. It goes. Its handler scratches it behind the ears.
I stick my hand in it.
How far away are you sitting? You right next to the bear? I want
You
the
now
seat
have your
next to the
hand in a
bear.
bear's mouth. The handler says, "Are you going? Really? Really? Get away!" And he starts trying to shoo you off.
Like you're the news.
I'll hiss back.
Okay. He begins to go for a small pistol at his side.
Okay, I'm getting.
Okay, the bear goes. You make it to your seats. You see Vesper sitting at the head of the table. You guys are probably about 2/3 of the way to her, so you're like on the third that is closest to her. I guess would make more sense. You see sitting on her right is Mathis, sitting on her left is Targarus, and then sitting next to Targarus is Percival.
Nice.
Really nice white suit, with like this like purple jacket over it. Real stylish.
I sit next to Zygon and a couple other newer people. Haven't heard the joke yet. So there I was. I was looking for this fungus. Makes a great tea, right? But you gotta pick it up with gloves because if you don't, it'll attach to your skin and just keep on growing. I was walking in back to our guild hall. I just found it. Took me days to find. And I dropped it. I didn't realize it. Looked around forever. Couldn't find it. And then I realized I told Enzo it was in his shoe. The fungus is still in his shoe. It's about up to his shin now.
I'm going to erupt with laughter.
Yes.
Okay, Zygon, you erupt with laughter. The two people that you were telling the story to, Animus, you see are this older, probably in their 60s, human couple.
Oh man.
I really want to see the story unfold.
And you see the woman, she waves at one of the waiters as they come by.
Oh no.
Is it too late to change seat?
Not a fan of comedy over there?
Uh,
Because this guy, he's chock full of them. You're in for a night. I promise you.
Just keep the drinks coming. The waiter walks off.
all right, I've got another good one. A kobold, a dragon, dragonborn, and an
Oh,
elf walk
anyway,
into a bar.
the meal is served, and you guys enjoy a nice, well-prepared meal that is credited to the Slayers Cake and Bistro.
Aw. Is it magical?
All of the no, Oscar doesn't have enough time nor magic slots to enchant an entire feast. So towards the end of the meal, you see Vesper stand up, and she clinks. Hang on, can I actually do? Will this pick up? Nope, wrong. Nope.
Or the-
It's not metal on.
Your mic.
It's not metal on glass. Hang on. Here we
Need
go.
a Foley artist.
Here we. I got it. Nope. Never mind. That bit doesn't work.
You
I
hate to
work
see
on your
it.
Foley.
I gotta work on it. It's okay. We'll get there.
Tink,
Anyway,
tink, tink.
no.
I got you.
That's worse than it not working. Anyway.
Okay, it didn't go through your mic anyway.
You
Well,
just done
it
it
didn't
first.
even make a good sound. Okay, anyway. She stands up, taps on her glass, and you see everyone's attention is drawn to her.
Oh, thanks, Brady.
I got you.
Really brought the Foley in.
I mean, you really laid the groundwork there.
Yeah,
Oh
thanks.
my gosh. Anyway. I would first like to say thank you to all of our distinguished guests for coming this evening. Oh no!
Rest in peace.
Hang on. Give it a second. We gotta wait. Give it just a minute. Brady will be back in. Oh no! Okay. We're gonna go ahead and take a little break.
Rip.
We're gonna,
Might as well.
yeah, we're gonna take a short break. So, Vesper stands up, clicks the glass.
Clink, 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 clink.
Thank you, Brady. I would first like to say thank you to all of our distinguished guests for coming. This is a very momentous occasion, and we hope that all of you enjoy what we have put forth. My brother is skilled with many things, including It appears creating new things out of nothing. You see Percival kind of shrinks a little bit, feeling people's eyes on him. But it not only was through his efforts, but also through the efforts of our city. We owe a lot to Whitestone. It has housed our family for generations. And through the travails of many, many trials, Whitestone stands strong. And we... gosh dang it, Hunter. I'm in the middle of something. Turn it off.
He's having a moment.
We would like to thank all of you for being here. See, everyone cheers.
Oh, wait, hold.
Thank you. Thank you. Cut it.
Can we just add a laugh track?
Jeez. Yeah, that would be the only time anybody laughs at Animus'
Stop!
story.
Got it.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Well, when you set it up so easy. So the rest of the meal goes on. Everything seems fine. People talk. There's a few people that get a little too drunk. But everyone seems in good spirits. A group of bards begins to play as a more party-like atmosphere has been generated. A few guests leave. It's probably around, I would say 10 in the evening. You see some of the older guests are retiring for the evening.
Wait, you didn't let me get to the end of my story. It was in his shoe. His shoe.
Andrew's gonna walk up to Animus.
Yeah, and I'm gonna erupt with laugh.
I'm gonna chuck some beer in his face. Fight!
I Druidcraft a little flower into his face.
I'm gonna start punching his leg.
He's wailing on his leg.
Roll an attack with disadvantage, Anzu.
How drunk is he?
I got a 10.
Yeah, and Animus, you fully do
Is
on
he
the hold him out with a hand as
Is he
he's trying to
super
swing.
drunk?
Make a Constitution saving throw, Anzu.
I'm drunk.
What'd you roll?
I got a 4. Technically
Yeah,
a 6, I guess.
He's pretty bad.
I
He's pretty bad.
Druidcraft multiple flowers and start spinning them in little circles around his head.
Anzu, you see flowers circling your head as your vision kind of crosses a little bit.
I just start polymorphing into different things.
How many spell slots do you have?
I have a lot.
Oh no.
I mean, I guess you can. I would
I'll
not
use
recommend it.
Prestidigitation. Turn myself like blue, green, pink.
Okay. So, much like a strobe light or a rave, Anzu begins changing colors rapidly.
Anzu, we need to talk to Vesper tonight about the dragon.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna kill a dragon.
I'll catch you up in the morning, it's fine.
It's in my shoe.
He's not doing good.
I'm gonna
for
throw
our
my
public
shoes at
image.
Animus. It's in my shoe.
Please don't throw that at
Clear.
me.
I'm
Clearly
not gonna laugh
miss.
at that one. It's just rude.
Clearly miss.
Animus, darling, if you need some help with your stand-up, I mean, I know a few comics.
No. It
Frequent a
wasn't.
few clubs.
I mean, it wasn't really stand-up. It is actually growing up Anzu's leg, and I just thought the story was funny. It's amusing to me. You can see now that his shoes are off, there's a fungus growing up his leg.
It's quite unsightly.
Yes.
Wanna dance with me, Genevieve? You wanna do a little gnomish jig?
Try not to touch his feet with any part of your body that isn't covered with clothing, just letting you know.
Will do. My bottom is safely covered.
You guys go out on the dance floor. Anzu is super drunk. He
I'll
falls
start
over.
guiding him.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
waiting.
kind of like when little kid dances on the feet of their parent. It looks very similar.
Like, now we go this way and this way.
I
A
wanna
little
cast my shoes
turn.
Reduce?
Bring her down to my level.
That's a spell save, I believe.
Okay, what is it?
Let me double check. Enlarge, reduce. Constitution saving throw.
Okay, that makes sense. This could go either way.
Yeah, it's 20.
Yeah, I don't. It's like a 16.
Yeah, Genevieve
It's
is
a 17, but still.
Genevieve is around the same height as you, Anzu.
Let me show
Actually-
you how to dance unlike those alabaster asses.
Hmm.
A lot of breathing in the face.
Well, this is
Yeah.
a new perspective.
Two of you continue dancing.
Jacob, I want to disguise
bit more
myself
fun.
as Vesper. Disguise self and turn into Vesper, and then go over to Anzu and Genevieve. Well, can I please cut in on this dance? And I grab Anzu.
Okay.
You know,
$4.
I start dancing with
How long
Anzu.
does reduce last?
An hour? Wait, no, it's not an hour. It's a minute, I think.
a minute.
Hang on. Yeah, it's a minute.
Better be.
It'd be
I'm
funnier
about
if
to
it was an
counter.
hour.
Oh, I can't counterspell it now. That's
You
too
can
late.
dispel magic.
I don't have that.
I'm sure there's a lot of magic users here. I'm sure they would. Yeah, it's a minute.
Would-
But it's
would they do
concentration.
Is he
Anzu, I
concentrating
need you to
now?
roll a concentration check because you're
Oh.
very drunk. I'm gonna say you have disadvantage too,
Would we not have just danced for a minute anyway?
probably. But this is more fun.
Yeah.
I have 4.
Yeah, it fails. You're back to normal.
I saw
Oh.
what he was doing.
Thank God.
Oh, Anzu, I've been waiting for this moment for so long to dance with you. And Anzu, spin for me. I'm
Let me
gonna
show you how we do it.
So make a perception check.
with
Oh,
disadvantage.
it's actually pretty good. Hold on.
Well, yeah, you'd have disadvantage because you're drunk.
Okay.
I would
hold on.
just like to
Maybe it
point out
won't
that
be
I
good.
have an ability to see through illusions, so I very much know that it's animus.
Yeah.
I mean, Vesper's probably just in the
Uh,
same room. I'm just trying to mess with him.
So
got
I just
9.
passed him off to you, very much knowing.
I
What'd
got
you roll? A 9?
9 here.
You don't know if it's because you're drunk or if there are, but there are 2 Vespers in this room that you can see.
Oh, it's a dream come true.
Anzu, spin for me, and I spin him as fast as I can.
I just let it happen.
And to make a Constitution saving throw.
Spin me to the other one.
I spin him towards the other Vesper.
I got
As
22 for that one.
22. Okay,
Wait,
surprisingly. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. 19.
Okay, surprisingly able to hold his liquor. However, as you're spinning him, Anzu, you feel your consciousness begin to fade, and as you Animus spin him towards Vesper, he full on passes out.
I turn back into Animus before he hits Vesper.
He dodges out of the way as Anzu careens, spinning his unconscious body, colliding into the side of a bear as it goes, and it wraps itself around Anzu. Anzu is now being completely covered by a bear.
Oh.
Well, he knows how to party.
Well, I'll go over to Vesper now that that's happened.
I want to cuddle a bear in my sleep.
Okay. It's very warm.
Vesper.
Okay. What do you want to say to her, Animus?
Vesper, I'm sorry about that. It's just not too often I get to mess with him. Actually, it's all the often.
It's fine. I'm sure you don't get a lot of downtime and time to celebrate things.
No, you're right. Well, do you want to, talk about things now or leave it for the morning?
Well, I think it's best if we leave it for morning.
That makes sense. We are trying to do it pretty early, so if I can get everyone up and at 'em, relatively early.
I imagine Anzu will be hard, but the rest should be fine.
I'll just tell him we're going to talk to you and he'll be up.
Very well.
Very good celebration. Thank you so much, Vesper. It's always an enjoyment coming out here to Whitestone.
She's also standing next to her brother Percival.
And you, Percival. Sorry, if I would have known that, I would have included him.
He silently nods.
Well, enjoy the rest of the night. I will go join in, try to get a couple more laughs out of people tonight, telling the most hilarious story.
And walk off. Braun, what are you doing?
I think Braun's just kind of hanging out in the room, not really doing a whole lot like the night before dealing with another dragon. He's probably kind of in his thoughts a little bit.
Yeah. Also, you can drink alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't get you drunk.
No.
As you discover.
Oh shit.
Stinks.
As you're kind of sipping a little bit, Mathis walks over to you. Well, it's good to have these parties while we still can.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, that came off a little dark.
This-
Did you get the supplies that I requested?
Yeah, they're a bit unorthodox, but I think I managed to get them.
Well, there's a really good reason for that. The materials that we use for our foraging are hard to come by. Most of what we use in our method is from volcanic glass. Others call it obsidian. There's only a few islands in the world that produce obsidian regularly, since, it comes from volcanic eruptions. And one of the main suppliers of it is a hag. So those were minor offerings for her that we'll have to deal with on another day. But I can tell that you got the leeches.
Yes, they were a bit annoying.
Braun, you've run into this man with the 5-headed sword, correct?
I have seen him, though I have run into the blade, not so much the man behind the blade.
I believe there's a conversation to be had there. But not
Yeah.
in present company.
Yeah. Maybe we can have our conversation before we head out in the morning.
Possibly. He clamps you on the shoulder. Have fun. You don't get enough of these.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks off. I need everyone besides Anzu, because Anzu is currently passed out in a bear, to make perception checks.
25.
25, okay.
15.
15, okay.
Ooh. 24.
24.
18.
18. This is pretty easy to see. You see Percival whisper something to Vesper. She nods, and then he leaves, seemingly going somewhere else.
I would like to follow Percival.
Okay. So Zygon, you follow after him.
I'm gonna follow Zygon.
Okay, Animus, you follow Zygon, who's following Percival.
I've kind of the joke.
Who's following
was,
Animus?
The joke was
Yeah.
outlived before it started, so I think he's given up on that.
Yeah. Is anybody else gonna go?
There's a part of me that really wants to cast invisibility and go.
Is that part of you going to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So-
find an inconspicuous place to turn invisible.
Genevieve, you go off down a hall, kind of out of sight of everyone, and you go invisible, and you follow closely behind. You guys follow Percival. He actually leaves the estate, and you see waiting at the gate is the DeRollo family carriage. He gets in it, and then it barrels down the street towards the train station. You then You guys are now out at the front gate. You see a few guards who are kind of taking care of the more drunk people, helping them load into carriages for the evening, whether they brought them or whether they are hailing them.
I'd like to go back in and kind
Okay.
of follow Vesper around for a little bit.
Okay, you see that she's just kind of talking to people, just a name.
Your mic cut out.
I did not hear a word of that.
Unplugged your mic.
Thought I went deaf.
We
Sorry
all just
about that.
went deaf.
I'm gonna have to get a new headset soon. You follow Vesper around. It's really inane chit chat. Nothing super interesting. It's basically what royalty has to do with high society to maintain some sort of maintain some airs, but nothing super interesting at all. Animus and Zygon, what are you guys doing?
Did you say there were other like carriages?
Yeah, there's carriages being called for guests who are wanting to leave.
Well, I guess I'm gonna get one of those, request one, and hopefully take off after, maybe catch up.
Okay.
I'll jump on this.
I'm not even being suspicious. I have something I want to talk to him about.
Okay. So the two of you load into a carriage. Where are you going?
Follow
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Follow that carriage!
All right.
I say it less intensely, but I just want
Yeah.
to do it for the memes.
He hits the reins. You guys begin going, hitting every cobblestone. It's kind of bumpy here and there. The carriage, the Dorolo carriage, eventually stops in front of the station. You see Percival get out. He stops in front of the large statue, and he looks up at it for a little bit. You guys' carriage pulls up. You open the door. You walk out. He knows you're there now. He looks up at it.
I wasn't trying to be sneaky.
It's hard to be sneaky when a carriage is...
No. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't...
Yeah.
I don't know if either of us were really trying to sneak around.
Yeah.
Right.
He looks up at the statue once more. He nods, and then he turns around to you two. Can I help you? I was going to do some last minute adjustments.
Oh, on the locomotive?
Yes.
Ah, I actually was curious about it. Very large technology that you've created here, moving on a track system. I see.
Yes. Actually, if you are interested, I could give you a small tour.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I was interested.
I think you've seen it before, correct?
Yeah, not close up.
Pretty neat though.
Yeah.
Well, come with me. So you guys follow Percival in. Interior here, you see this large train station. Essentially, it kind of looks like Grand Central Station. Massive archways, stained glass everywhere. It's almost like a excuse me. It's almost like a temple. It's being treated with that sort of care. You see everything is spotless. As your shoes hit the in Animus' case, as your feet hit talons, whatever, hit the floor, it just echoes through the entire building. We are 2 days away. Yes, okay. We are 2 days away.
You sound less confident than I thought you would be.
It's not about confidence. It's about preparation. my family has a history of building things that get out of control quite easily, so
And don't let
I
it get out
worry.
of control.
Animus, you don't do a lot of building, do you?
No, just studying things, how they work, why they work.
Well, Animus, when you were first learning a magic spell, are you able to control it 100%?
Oh boy, I have got one going right now where it's really hard to control fire. That's all I'll say.
Hmm. Well, imagine that, but every single piece is that fire. Every single gear, every single cog, every single piece of machinery is that fire.
Well, usually I just kind of like figure it out because there's just every part of my body that's able to kind of eventually figure out the movements and the control that I need to. If only you could do that with technology like this, just like envelop yourself into the body of the engine itself and be able to somehow manifest the feelings of what could and couldn't go wrong in the situation. But of course, that is something that maybe years, maybe centuries away from now.
We can only dream.
We can. Some
He,
sort of mech, you know?
You see the metaphorical gears begin to turn in his head. Hmm. That would be quite an undertaking. Please follow me. So he leads you down into the station essentially, and you see this large train, kind of in the shape of a bullet train, but like more metallic and a little bit more jagged, a little bit chunkier. Well, we believe it will be able to seat 30 to 50 people at start. We want to see if the power source can handle that many at once before before we go further.
Speaking of the power source, how does that work? What does power this thing?
We're using pure arcane energy.
Oh, so like
The train.
airships. Oh, wait. Like a certain airship we may have been on. Maybe not one that.
In a sense, airships do use magical material. We are using raw arcane energy itself.
You didn't by chance get any of this information from Anzu's school, did you?
We had many consultants on the project, a few wizards, but
Hey,
none directly affiliated with the school, to my knowledge.
yeah, I was interested because I know Anzu is working on a very similar, or has worked on similar projects throughout his years, that include using arcane power in its purest form to power large machinery and stuff. And we actually were able to kind of use it once a few months back on an airship. That's what I was referring to. We weren't able to control it as well as we wanted to, as because of certain weather incidents. But you know, just curious about that.
Yeah, and do you have a source of arcane energy? It seems like that'd be hard to come by. You can't just like stumble upon it, or can you?
Well, he begins to look around, see if anybody else is around. To be completely honest, our power source isn't here yet. We're expecting it by launch day, but
Oh, I really hope
if
it's
it's not
not the bomb.
if it's not here, we'll just have to say that there's a minor malfunction, and then we'll have to reschedule the launch.
So it is postponable, hypothetically.
Highly unlikely, but yes, hypothetically speaking.
Well, it's one thing I've been meaning to speak to you about, Percival. With this, I don't know if you're aware, but there's an imminent threat around the continent. Are you sure to have such a large unveiling at a time like this? Do you think that's wise?
Um, I have been kept apprised of the current situation. I personally believe that standing in the way of progress is fear, and we cannot allow fear to halt progress.
I
No,
hear
no,
that.
no. It's not. We're not fearful per se of the situation because we know we can probably stop it. Probably being the keyword. Um, but it's not wrong to keep your guard up, and if something were to happen within hours of the opening, we postpone it because of safety measures and stuff like that.
Gentlemen, this is the greatest accomplishment of my life. I don't believe we'll have to postpone.
Technically, it'd still be great in a couple months, though, right?
In a couple months, thieves could steal the design. They could steal the entire manufacturing process. Time is of the essence.
Understand.
You're not wrong. I don't understand the feeling because accomplishments in life are not something I'm super aware of, but I would think that something that draws such a crowd of politicians and rulers and technical and arcane studiers as yourself would be something you may want to go forward with and not have anything halted the situation. So I understand the situation.
Well, many of our guests also are here on strict time crunches, so it's best to unveil it when we can.
Also, speaking of time crunches, I know you've been very busy with this, certainly, but if you had any chance to work on that armor that we talked about.
Um, well, you see, things got really busy. It's in the process. Um, I think it'll be done in a few weeks,
Process and progress are good. I just wanted to check, understandably.
as long as, this whole locomotive thing continues.
Hmm.
What I will say, gentlemen, is that many people have been working on this, and that I mean, I've gained so much knowledge from those who've helped me. As you can see, and he points to the casting of the like the metal on it, and at a closer examination, this is made of obsidian. And you see, like, woven into the obsidian is residuum. The whole body is a massive obsidian train with residuum flowing through it. And it seems as though once there's a central power source, it will power the entire locomotive. Mathis, I don't know if you know this, but he's a very unique craftsman. As you can see, he's been working with me. Now, when he went missing for a little while, that was kind of scary. But he helped me design this and weave the obsidian and residuum together. This train should be able to withstand many, many blows. But problem with that is it's heavy, so the power source needs to be a little oversized. And that is also my fear, is that the power source itself will be exposed to the elements and other things. But that's a worry for a later time. This is merely an exhibition.
Oh, well,
But we'll see.
You said the power source draws from pure arcane power. I would assume out of the world itself.
Well, we tried that. The issue with that is, however, that without a focusing device of some sort, the energy just flows without check.
So it's purely from a certain object that you're expecting.
It's a conduit.
Okay.
That allows the energy to be drawn into the conduit and then spread out throughout the device.
Interesting. Well, you're talking about a lot of power in one place, and I don't think you need me to tell you this, but a little.
Is that a smudge?
Oh, a smudge.
What are you doing, man?
All right, I'm gonna take this chance to get out of here.
Yep.
I gotta go take care of stuff.
Yep.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to fix some stuff.
Yeah, we'll take a small break real quick.
Very small, very small.
Okay, the smudge.
All right. See you guys later.
Oh no,
Yep.
you're fine, Brady.
He decided the laptop was the perfect place to step onto.
He's like, this laptop
pushing
looks like
buttons.
a perfect step thing.
Perfect.
No worries.
I'll be right back, like 1 minute.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, we might get up to where the fight starts. I think that's kind of going to be where it ends. Or you can fight the kobolds, but that's literal, like, Anzu himself can fodderize hundreds of kobolds at once. It's not that big of a... Yeah, but I don't want to force narrative where you guys just, oh, there's kobolds. Okay, Anzu, use a fireball.
Whoa. Whoa. Lil
What?
Nas X is appearing on Maury next week, just so you guys know.
For what?
I don't know. It'll apparently include a paternity test, a physical scuffle, and even a possible wedding proposal. Well, I'm tuning in. Say no more.
You sent me a thing? Yeah, but yeah, I see what you're saying, but we don't have to. We can just build up to that because there's a little bit. You're gonna have some more conversations here. Like you've got to get like a whole briefing from Vesper, basically. Guys, I won my second fantasy football game of the season. I am now
Hey,
2-8.
Progress.
How's your money league going, Brady?
Going really well.
Nice.
I'll pull up the records and everything for you.
Are you in first?
I'm in second. I'm only
Oh,
2
dang.
games behind, but I think
Does second
that
win anything?
Okay, so third place gets their money back. Second place gets like $200 or $300, and then first place gets the rest. It was $100 buy-in.
How many players?
10. So there's $1,000 total.
$1,000. Wow. But it's
Yeah, so we went
actually
hard.
like, yeah, the winner gets like
Yeah.
600.
It's still pretty good. I'll take that. That's rent.
I'm ready. Oh, don't we be listening to Ave Maria?
And we are back.
And we're back.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Michael had to leave for to deal with some stuff, but we're back. So, Animus and Zygon, you're still in the train station with Percival. Anzu, you are still passed out cuddling a bear. And Genevieve, you're kind of following around Vesper, trying to stay kind of low profile.
Oh, I was saying a thing in the middle of when Brady did
Yeah.
that. Yes, when it comes to directly using a power source that may be very, very heavy, I have a little history in not doing it myself, but being part of a project that, easily could go southward. But I trust that you, of all people, would be able to handle such a thing and probably have accounted for the power source itself. So I'm excited for this new step into a technological era that could allow transportation to be so much more easy for different cities around Taldore and even the world.
The hope is to expand travel and trade. We believe that Whitestone has been isolated for too long.
I mean, it's not just Whitestone. There's definitely other large cities around the continent that the roads are just too dangerous for normal people to be able to travel with such large carriages of goods and valuables, and you have to spend so much money just to hire one of the guilds or even just get your guards to go on the journey for you. And I feel like something as powerful as this takes out the big issues.
We hope. We'll still have guards posted on the locomotive.
Oh, of course, but I mean not a whole band of guards just to take a family of nobles across from Taldor or from Whitestone to Westrun.
That is true. Well, gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I have a few adjustments to make. You can see yourselves out.
Tell me we don't get to take it for a spin.
No. As I said, we don't have the power source yet.
All right.
Zygon, me and you could always power it.
It's true.
JK, last time I saw Anzu try to power something like this, he looked like a skeleton, and I really didn't like seeing him like that.
But he's drunk. We could get him again.
Ooh, yeah. Hey, Percival, we'll grab Anzu and we'll get some power into this thing.
I would prefer that you not, but...
No, totally kidding. I don't want to drain him of all of his power before a fight.
Very well. I'll see you all in the morning.
Good night, Percival.
Have a good night.
He walks into the engine car. You guys make your way back to the party. It's winding down. You see that only a few guests are left, along with Vesper. Mathis is still there. And then, of course, your group. You see some of the guards have been let off duty. They've taken their bears with them. Anzu, your bear is sad to see you go. Kind of goes, and then his guard says, "I know, bud, but no, you can't have gnomes as stuffed animals, buddy." And he goes, and then it just goes, licks you, Anzu, licks all the way up your body, and then you kind of just stand there with like your hair like partially up.
Thank you. How much for the bear?
Oh, I'm sorry, he's not for sale.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you for the good time. What's his name?
His name is Bruno.
Bruno. No.
Bruno. He licks the other side of your body. Now you're just drenched in bear saliva.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk off.
Okay.
Sands are gonna get a bear now.
Are we sleeping at an inn, or do we have guest quarters here?
You guys haven't thought to ask.
This is true.
Me and Zygon get back to the castle.
I'm just gonna find a room and sleep in it.
Oh, no.
Anzu,
That's not gonna go good.
you look around. You eventually find a room with a bed in it, and you just plop down.
Hey.
Animus and Zygon, you guys get back to the party. It's winding down. The bards that were there have now left. You see just Mathis and Vesper sitting at the table, having drinks, talking.
I sit down with them. Is anyone else around? Anzu passed out in another room.
Anzu's gone. You don't. Well, Genevieve, the invisibility spell would have faded by now.
Yeah, I was gonna say at some point I would have gone into like a hallway and like let it fade and then come back out like, oh,
Yeah.
I went to the bathroom.
Wow, my stomach is hurting so bad.
This place is so big. Oh my gosh.
I got lost.
I don't want to prolong the night.
Yeah. So basically, it's your party and Mathis and Vesper left. Targarus at some point left.
At some point I want to walk over to Mathis and just start chatting with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say that you're also with them while they're drinking, before Zygon and Animus show up.
Yeah. Is Vesper there or just Mathis?
Yeah, she's there.
It's a lovely party you've put on.
Well, thank you. I don't know if we've had the pleasure of meeting before.
Yes. My name's Genevieve. Recently joined the Flagon Slayers. Met Mathis here and there.
Yes, I've known Genevieve for a few time.
I had a brief
Vesper
stint in
nods
government.
knowingly. Oh, well, that's nice.
Yes, under the Master of Commerce.
It's always nice to meet someone who knows money.
I try. Wasn't my... I don't know. I wasn't fantastic, but I did give it a good try.
Well, that's all we can ask for.
Yes.
Animus and Zygon, you guys enter. It's pretty quiet. There's a fire going. A few of the waitstaff are cleaning up the rest of the banquet.
Oh, Zygon, we should find a place to sleep, you think? Gotta get ready for a fight tomorrow?
Sleep sounds good.
Yeah. I walk over to Vesper and Mathis.
Okay.
Vesper, we've made a bit of a categorical error here, just wondering if we can have a place to sleep. We traveled in, walked around the city, looked at everything, and then just came straight to the party, never made arrangements. I mean, I could sleep in the library, I don't need anything crazy.
Are you asking to stay here, Animus?
Yes, well, me and I would assume Saigon as well.
Just you two.
Need more than
Just
a
the two.
library.
Just the two of you, not the rest of your group.
Well, I can't see Braun or Anzu, so I'd assume Anzu's either passed out and the bear took him with him to some whatever cave to snuggle him, or he probably passed out in one of your rooms already, and Braun's probably found his own place to sleep. And if you allow us to, I mean, Genevieve could also find a place here to stay, or maybe Mathis can find her a place to stay, but we're retiring to sleep. At least I am.
Well, I can have the rooms prepared for you if you wish. It'll take a little bit of time. The staff is a little spread thin, but within the hour.
Of course.
It would be greatly appreciated. So sorry about the error.
Well, these things happen, and the Flagon Slayers are never ones to be bad company.
We try. Hey, at least Anzu's not down here hanging on to your leg or anything, right?
Yes, you could put it that way, I guess. Well, retiring sounds lovely as well. I will see you all in the morning, bright and early.
Bright and early, we want to get that some information and start on our way pretty early so we don't miss the unveiling of Percival's big locomotive.
I'm sure he will be more than happy to show you. But I need to get some rest. She stands up, walks out. You see Mathis takes a long sip of a dwarven whiskey. Well, I believe we have one matter to discuss. Please, take a seat.
I sit.
I sit next to Mathis.
While your rooms are being prepared, this shouldn't take terribly long. As you, I'm sure, noticed, Genevieve and I were slightly late for tonight's festivities. That was because we had, well, more specifically, I had a meeting with some more unsavory folk, as is sometimes my job as spy master for Amon. I struck a deal with them, and I believe that you should be well apprised of the situation as well. The Myriad has agreed to help us look for this bomb on the condition that they have control of the eastern side of the continent, being a sort of Thieves Guild. Now, in normal circumstances, I would not be making deals with them, but since the clasp is currently being led by a flying meatball, I believe that times need flexibility. I know it might seem unbecoming of someone of my station making deals with criminal organizations, but that is part of the job. These organizations hold a lot of sway, and they have a lot of people following them. Some people of the continent believe the Myriad are of benefit, much like they believe the clasp is. This also ensures that there won't be any bloody conflicts between the clasp and the Myriad for the time being. But I am always open to input.
Small price to pay, in my opinion.
Is the eastern portion all that valuable, really?
Well, it contains Whitestone, Western, and a few other cities.
Western is currently picking up the pieces, so there's nothing too valuable there. Whitestone obviously is doing pretty well for itself, and I believe that's something that Vesper and Percival and the rest of the governmental, if there are any actual governmental figures still around, not just temporary, they can probably figure something out, but that's of course why we're here, try to strengthen the government again by getting rid of their greatest threat.
Well, I honestly, Animus, believe that this whole dragon farce has other purposes.
We'll find out in the morning, won't we?
That's something else I wish to discuss. Have you noticed anything odd concerning Vesper's behavior
I look over
since
at
you've
Skaga.
known her?
So look over. Awkwardly.
Well, it could just be my paranoia, but the the way at which the city itself has progressed is very unusual. I mean, some of the technology here rivals Amon, and Amon is the most advanced city in the world, along with one of the richest.
I mean, I will say she said it's because she was using the profits from mine and Zygon's mine, but
Animus, do you
I don't-
realize how small that is
No, well,
compared to
that's.
what Amon
I
brings
was
in?
about to finish the sentence by
You talk
saying,
about my mind like that.
if you think about a place like Kaimol or other great dwarven cities, or Craghammer, they have equally maybe larger mines and larger output, and they are definitely not as far along as Whitestone is right now. So I'm interested to see why she would just give us back our mine if it was the reason she's being able to create such a great technological upstart.
Well, I will admit that I had some hand in the locomotive's creation. I was a consultant on some of its craftsmanship.
It's not just the locomotive, no.
Well, that is true. Either she has a very generous benefactor, or she's found ways of progressing quickly.
Well, Mathis, I have theories. I don't know if Genevieve is quite up to handle for one of them yet, though. Sorry,
Trust me.
Genevieve.
Animus, trust me.
Don't
Anything you say to
underestimate
me,
me.
you can say to her as well.
I wasn't
I'm sure she knows.
underestimating.
I'm sure she knows a lot more than you give her credit for.
Well, I was just saying. I don't know if she was trustworthy enough, but if you guys are both gonna say that, maybe it could be one of the people possibly trying to start this war, helping her out. Just kind of like the reason the Clasp has a new leader in Amon.
You're speculating that one of the five has weaseled their way in.
Whoa, I don't want to just.
Well, we do know that one of them is a government official.
Yeah, one of them is posing as a government official, and that's one thing we haven't been able to nail down yet. And
Genevieve, what are your thoughts?
Can I do like a retrospective insight check on Vesper, and from like meeting her at all? Is that a thing?
Not.
Do I get any like demonic vibes?
No, I mean, first of all, you wouldn't really be able to detect that super well.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little, but not. No, I mean, like, you've been in this. If she lives in this building and there were demonic presences, there would be faint echoes of it everywhere. I mean, the guild hall even has a little tiny bit of it because of Animus and Zygon.
Yeah.
But no.
They don't really jump around anymore. They're kind of on their own quests.
No.
They're doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're a little bit more dormant.
In the material realm, at least.
Genevieve, I believe that we are among friends.
Should I just let it slip?
It's up to you, but at this point, tiptoeing around things is probably not the best. I believe that we will need the full force of your organization as well as the myriads to combat the five in general. Plus, you have a stake anyway.
This is true.
But it's ultimately up to you.
An Eldritch Blast.
I'll prepare one back.
I'll prepare one as well. 3 warlocks against each other.
Okay, everyone, calm
I'm
down
just
with the
kidding.
finger guns. Everything is fine.
We all are just doing like one of these, like.
It's like a standoff. Everyone, put your.
I don't know why I'm
hands
pointing
down.
at Zygon, but I am. Something's happening.
Put your hands down. Everything's fine.
Listen, darlings, I'm sorry to beat around the bush, Um, but my name is Gelvir. It's not just Genevieve. And I'm the former leader of the Clasp.
Oh, fuck. Wow. This is a little awkward then. You have a giant meatball running the clasp now.
It's quite unfortunate.
Ooh.
Did you
I don't-
lose an election or?
Wait, which
Mm.
branch of the clasp? Because there's multiple.
Iman.
Ah, yes. So there's a giant meatball who took your place.
I don't remember much from that day. All I know is I tried to go back into my office, and I was very rudely forced out. Everyone turned on me, and I haven't been able to go back since. It was very quick, and, giant meatballs, as silly as they look, have a lot of power. And on my own, it's quite difficult to combat.
I mean, that was a fight
The reason
we were going to get to.
The reason I came to you all was so you could help me defeat him if you're interested.
I would also like to preface that I, of course, did know. It's my job to know. But I see this as a win-win. We gain more stability with the clasp, and one of the 5 is slain.
I have
Wow.
no interest. I just would like to preface this. I have no interest in taking away your business or having many dealings with you at all after this. I would like to continue doing my business and you do your own. We can stay out of each other's hair. But I figured for the greater good, for yours and mine, it would be nice to get rid of him.
Yes. This is an interesting situation because I feel like you're talking to the wrong members because I want to, of course, make some sort of deal that helps us.
They are very well known for making deals. It's
Yes.
kind of their thing.
I think what I will say.
Me as well.
I think what I will say
This is a
is.
sucker for a deal.
Yes.
30% off, he's there.
If you truly want us to help you, I mean, we were trying to, get rid of as many members of the 5 we can in a certain amount of time.
We've already got one from what I've heard.
Of course. She may have been the easiest, though. She was the sloppiest by far.
Mutually beneficial, perhaps.
Yeah. I don't know why, I mean, not that she wasn't powerful and wasn't a fight or anything, but we have had run-ins with the dragon, and she is one not to be trifled with, and that is a fight that I am a little bit timid of going up against in the future, and I know we will have to, but I will say the Beholder was on our list for possible next in line, because we have no idea where the other 2 are, and Shavir is just too powerful. But
And I'd like to add, if you need help with that fight, assuming we can maintain a civil relationship, you may be able to call upon me.
I think we could make something work, and I think the biggest thing is that, the clasp in Amon, compared to the Slayers take, some smaller guilds and the Flagon Slayers has a bit of a darker reputation, not unlike the Myriad here.
Oh, believe me, I know.
I would like, maybe if you and Anzu and Braun had a conversation of possibly lightening the mood a little in Amon's guild system. If we're able to help you and you come back into power, maybe turn over a little bit of the negativeness, if you know what I'm saying.
So you want the Thieves Guild, the home to criminals, to suddenly change?
Not changed fully.
For you?
No, not for us. For Amon and for Taldore.
Listen, I hear what you're saying. However, we are a Thieves Guild. We're made up of some of the, forgotten, the detested by society, and it's going to be difficult to convince that many people who have been wronged and constantly outcast to suddenly change their ways. I can't say I'll do nothing. However, the clasp has been there for Amon and kept it running in times of strife. 200 years ago, when the Chroma Conclave attacked, the clasp is what held it together. I spent my time under the Master of Commerce, understanding trade and learning how the government works, so that I could bring that knowledge back to the clasp and keep it for good. My work in the clasp has funded the orphanage that I grew up in, so that those children can go on and do better than me. So I promise you, there is good happening, along with the bad.
And if she ever gets out of line, I am there to stop her, along with the entire government.
I don't deny the good happening. I don't actually mind too much, as thievery and other businesses are just kind of the cycle of how the world works, and not something that I mind much. But when you do talk to Anzu and Braun, and inevitably this conversation comes up, I'm assuming a similar deal or a similar sort of situation may come your way, and as much as I don't care, Anzu and Braun, and even maybe other members who will join us later in life, may have a little bit more say in how things work. I'm not saying change completely. I'm not saying turn away the criminals. I'm saying maybe make a couple small changes that,
What would you suggest?
I mean, cut out some
specifically.
I don't. Once again, not something I'm completely inept with, but killings and certain accidental murders and thievery case may be something to outlaw in the guild. If you're gonna take something fairly. Don't take a life.
Animus, I'm offended. It is my job to make sure that if they do these things, that they be imprisoned as they normally are.
Mathis has kept me in check my entire 10 years in the clasp.
I've always been there, and I always will be. But I agree, Animus. I think that the clasp, their methods are sometimes undesirable. And I would also like to add that most of your dealings with the class have been under the current leadership, not the previous one.
That's true. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying what I have heard of the class, being in my short time of being a member of Amon, and if it's not happening, it's not happening. But if it is happening, if someone is going out and they're trying to defend themselves, and all of a sudden you lose a life there, I'm just saying maybe you, Mathis, and Anzu and Genevieve, when we, take down this giant meatball, you all have a conversation about how to move forward. Even maybe members of other large guilds, including the Slayers, taking them on. I myself have no involvement in leadership when it comes to guilds or government, because I am not exactly entitled to say so.
Hold a moment. You guys hear footsteps coming down the hall.
And that's when I told Anzu
No.
It just doesn't get funnier the more you tell it.
Animus, I didn't want to say anything, but really, your social skills are not the best.
I promise you, I really do frequent some clubs where they could really help you with your bit.
Guys, I was just trying to cover up some... Who's coming down the hall?
You see, groggily in his nightgown and nightcap, you see Anzu coming in, slightly hungover.
This is not the restroom. Don't you people sleep? Where are my shoes?
It's still normal hours, Anzu.
It's around 11. Yeah.
We were about to head to sleep, Anzu. We're waking up to talk to Vesper in the morning, buddy.
Wasn't I just sleeping with her earlier?
No, that was a bear.
I also highly doubt that she would ever do that.
It could have also been a mop. I don't know where you fell asleep.
That's just sad. I'm going to go look for my shoes.
I believe they're
Good night, darling.
One's in the corner over there, and the other one is hung up on the chandelier way up there.
Anzu, make an investigation check.
Natural 20.
Yeah, Animus points him out pretty well.
I'm gonna get my shoes.
Okay. You
At
use
least
Mage
there's nothing
Hand
in
to
them.
grab your shoe off of the chandelier, and then you grab the other one.
There's
put 'em
nothing
on.
in them anymore. I mean, it's attached to your leg now.
As Anzu shuffles off back to sleep, some of the staff come up to you and tell you that your rooms are ready. Well, I am going to the Hydras for the evening, so I will see you all tomorrow, or perhaps during the ceremony. I know that you're very busy, but I would be careful. This dragon smells a bit fishy.
We'll try to get some information in the morning, but I think we're going to be okay. If you can get some information while we're gone, as I would assume you're trying to do.
The staff get out of the room.
Oh, I would have waited for them, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, not just going to do that in front of them.
Do you know about her brother?
The dead one or Percival?
Well, there's two dead ones.
The dead one that we met, Percival, or the one that we didn't meet?
Did Frederick die?
You met all of her brothers.
Did we? I thought we met two and one was...
Percival, Oliver, and Frederick.
Yeah, you met Oliver. Yeah, you met all three of them.
I thought Frederick was in prison.
He was.
And then Oliver... When did Oliver die?
Remember a few months ago when Vesper sent you guys that notice that said that Oliver died in a freak accident?
Frederick. Damn.
No. Well, Oliver died in what was considered an accident, and then Frederick died mysteriously in prison.
Mysterious.
The Rolo family.
It's a heavy mantle to wear, that's for sure. But what I plan on doing tomorrow is investigating these deaths. As I said, things smell fishy.
We will be creating at least one death, if not more, tomorrow. So, opposite ends of the spectrum.
Animus, courage can sometimes be confused for naivete.
Not naivete. I mean, I'm just confident in the fact that we have a very powerful guild and powerful members who can take down a dragon, and if we can't, then we are no hope to the world itself.
Two of them are not here, including the one that heals you. True. I would be careful.
You're right, Mathis. I should probably focus on the fact that we will need some sort of healing tomorrow.
It's advisable. But anyway, if any of you want to have a drink with me at Hydra's, you can. Otherwise, good evening.
I will be going to sleep. Thank you, Mathis.
I should probably as well, but any relevant information, please feel free to pass on.
I will do so.
Good night, darling.
Good night. He leaves. You guys are brought to your rooms by the staff.
I walk past Genevieve on the way to my room. Ha! The clasp, how exciting. Very interested in what goes on here forward.
Well, we can discuss it further. But again, all I'm asking is for a one-time deal. We kill him, move on.
I'm in on that deal, don't you worry. And I walk to my room.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Does anyone want to do anything before they go to sleep?
I'm going to pee real quick while people pick out.
That's not you going to sleep. Well,
Can I listen for any like messages from you know who? Anything come up at all? Maybe pull out my sword.
yeah, so you pull your sword. You just hear like this you hear like the sound of like a crackling fire and like just this like not like ocean waves, but more like a wind. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the fire flickering.
I'll look at it and I'll say, "We're one step closer, darling."
You hear the fire begin to crackle louder as the wind whips up.
Then I'll kind of hold my hand out, let it disappear.
You see it just
Go to sleep.
and it fades into your shadow. You go to bed. All right. So you all awaken in the morning. Anzu, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
What?
This is not with disadvantage. It's to see if you're hungover or not.
Oh. 13.
13. You are not. You were really close, but you aren't.
Maybe a little.
You're not too. It's not like you're just like a little light sensitive. That's pretty much it.
All right.
You guys are brought into the same dining hall that you were in last night. There's a small amount of breakfast laid out. You also see Vesper drinking a glass of juice along with her meal. Percival is already in his workshop. You can actually hear the sounds of him tinkering echoing through the castle. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Thank you for the hospitality, darling. It's made my first trip to Whitestone so memorable.
Well, we hope that it keeps being memorable. So, shall we discuss today's business?
I'm assuming Braun's here with us, even though
Yeah, Braun's there, yeah.
Okay, I just didn't want to...
No, Braun's peacing out. You guys don't have Lochnar, you don't have Braun. Good
man.
luck.
He left in the middle of the night.
It was
She's
you
like,
who said
"Peace."
Anzu could beat a dragon by himself, Jacob.
Oh yeah, I 100% believe that. But furthermore, I think most of you could probably solo. Probably not Zygon, just because of how spells work for Lorelocks.
Hey.
But you know, that's just how it be. That's just how it be. She takes a bite out of a muffin. Well, to say that this is a little bit dangerous is a slight understatement. I know that you've dealt with dragons in the past, but this, we've been seeing strange activity lately from our scouts.
Strange how?
Well, there's this, and then you see she throws out this small figurine that has Draconic writing on it. Does anyone know Draconic? Anzu?
No.
Okay. And Anzu and Zygon.
Know everything.
Zygon know everything. He big brain. Anyway. So you guys read this, and this says birth on it.
That's quite odd.
Yes,
it is.
Is it written... Not that I can read it, but I'm wondering handwriting...
It's like carved. It's like carved into this thing. Well, we found these, what we're assuming are fertility idols that have been scattered through the surrounding mountain and forest area. We don't know quite what it means. The kobolds could be doing something, but we suspect it has something more to do with the dragon itself.
So
I think
Is
it's
the
just simply a
dragon-
birthday invitation. There's a party.
Well, if you want to go have fun at that party, Zygon, be my guest.
Oh, if there's
Would I know
kobolds in
anything
us-
about that? I mean, have I talked to the kobolds at all, or like Richter?
Make a history check, and I'll say you have disadvantage because this is not because you've never interacted with a white dragon. So this is And Richter also was not around dragons, so he's not a super good resource on dragon anything really.
29.
29. You've done some research. Kobold cults that follow dragons, they're very subservient to the dragon. They get them food, they get them treasure. It allows the dragon to be a little bit more lazy. What you know is that religions can develop around these dragons. These kobolds create basically cult religions around their dragon patrons. One out of necessity for not being eaten, because the best way to appease a dragon is to praise a dragon, but also just out of cultural behavior.
And the carving said what?
It says birth. And you see, like, as she lays out more of these carvings, there's some that say fertility, egg.
Nice.
You see
Multiple.
a bunch of stuff.
Oh boy.
Do your scouts know if the dragon is a male or female?
Well, we don't necessarily like to get that close. We're not sure. It honestly shouldn't matter.
I was just wondering if maybe, I almost said mayhaps.
Mayhaps there is a thing here.
Mayhaps, if maybe, they're wanting the dragon to produce a child.
Well, that is always a possibility. White dragons are normally solitary, though. They'll even
Definitely
kill
somehow.
each other.
Well, there's
Well.
only one way to make more white dragons. Yes, okay.
Yes, it's a bit more aggressive than you think, Anzu. It's not exactly roses leading to a bedroom.
Heart-shaped bed. Heart-shaped
Maybe dragons instead of.
I mean, technically, chromatic dragons could do that. They can shapeshift, so.
Butthead.
Anyway.
So, what do your scouts believe might be happening with these?
Well, we believe that either this dragon has eggs that it is guarding, or they're trying to get another one to come to breed in some way. With that being
Makes sense.
said, this dragon is most likely going to be more aggressive, and there could be another. We sent some adventuring parties up there a few weeks ago, and nothing came back.
You haven't returned.
All of a sudden, Anzu's not stupid for thinking there's multiple.
I wasn't saying you were wrong. I was just saying that it would be a lot more aggressive, which I am right.
We've also discovered that the dragon has been building a tunnel network within the mountains. White dragons are known to be excavators. They like to hide their riches in tunnels and also their food. There might be more than one way to enter. I would also suggest not taking the main path. An entire kobold civilization lives on that mountain. As much as a pushover kobolds are, there's strength in numbers, as I'm sure you all know.
But there's also
Extra work.
there's also strength in the fact that they would be, ritualistically following a dragon. Taking out the main source, at least part of it for a day, could give us some sort of power over the dragon itself.
I think it's
Not enough
unnecessary
to
to
know.
tire ourselves out. I always, work smarter, not harder.
We have discovered a tunnel network that could lead you to the dragon directly if you wish to use it. There would just be... It could be an inconvenience.
In what way?
Or, well, if the dragon discovers you in those tunnels, things could go quite wrong.
Well, best hunt for the tunnels while there's still daylight.
I think the tunnel sounds like a grand idea.
I can have one of our scouts lead you to the tunnel entrance. But once again, you need to
Go
be as
tunnel.
careful as possible.
It's up
And
to the rest of you ultimately.
if things start to get dicey, I would suggest getting out of there. I'm given to understand that you have the ability to teleport vast distances.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, don't feel bad if you have to leave.
And the deed to the mine would be
Yes,
signed over.
Animus, it would be fine. Everything would go back to you.
You don't have to say it like that. That's the whole reason me and Zygon have been out here so many times. It's just trying to figure out a deal with you. I mean...
On here I was thinking it was for my company. Oh. Oh,
You
well.
should be so lucky.
It could be other ways for, But I mean, for me, I'm just trying to figure out certain things that are going on in the world, and I feel like having some sort of main resource of gold may be something that can help me out. Because the guild decides to spend its gold on birthday presents.
Well, that's very nice of you.
I don't disagree because I love Garnash. It's his
That would also
birthday today,
boost
by the way.
morale. Well, if you want to go be with your friend on his birthday, this dragon will be here later.
No, he understands. Garnash wouldn't just come to see one of our birthdays if he was out on a mission in one of the other planes or dimensions of the universe. So...
Well,
he understands the situation.
you have full reign. I give you 100% anonymity. Anyway, I give you 100% access. You can go wherever you want. If you need something, feel free to ask. No guns, Anzu.
Do you want anything from the dragon fight? We were trying to decipher how we were going to split up certain payments. I believe the original payment still stands unless Genevieve has a different... Can I still call you Genevieve? Just
yes.
Yeah, I would assume you'd probably want to keep it. But...
so loosely.
God, did you just spill that in front of fucking Vesper?
Was she not there for the conversation last night?
No.
Oh, I wouldn't have said that. I forgot I thought she was sitting there with us. I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have said that.
Well, whatever it is that any of you want, I don't really care. The only thing that we want is twofold. One of our top scouts, I may have found him more interesting than others. I gave him an heirloom of my family's. He has not returned. I assume it is there. If you find it, please return it. Also, if our theory is correct and there are eggs, please try and return as many to here as possible.
Should we not destroy them?
No, because say that you kill this dragon and then the other parent comes back. If they find their eggs shattered and destroyed, they will most likely want to completely freeze this entire town over and kill everyone inside it. Now, however, if we have the eggs, when it comes to find them, we can give them back and make a deal.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Good luck with that, I suppose. We're gonna head out now.
If another dragon starts coming this way, maybe just let us know. Because we can always finish off our work on slaying both the dragons.
Oh, and one more thing. We have a few members of the community that volunteered to go up there, much to my chagrin. If you are to find them alive or dead, please try and return them. I'll give you their information on their physical descriptions so you would know who they are.
Could you possibly have a caravan of a couple carts ready to go in case we need to, send down some information that we've killed the dragon and you need to come up and recover a certain amount of bodies. And
could we not just teleport the bodies?
That's a lot of bodies, if depending on how many she's talking about.
It's only about 5 people. Well, how about this? When you return, I can send people to go collect everything, and then everything can be divvied up as we see fit.
We can probably bring some people back, but I'm just saying if there are carts available.
What was that? Did someone gasp?
Anzu.
Well, we can send a caravan with you, but they won't be able to go through the tunnels. Is the big problem. It would most likely be easier if you could identify, if it is a trouble, you could identify these people that would give you the descriptions of, and then we could go retrieve them.
We'll get them out. Don't worry.
We'll do our best to get as many as possible.
Give us some maps.
Hopefully they're not frozen or have frostbite.
If you can give us some maps to as far into the tunnels as possible, or up to the tunnels and then into them that you have mapped out, that would be helpful.
I believe some of my scouts have rudimentary maps that they could give you. But as I said before, please be careful. If there are 2 dragons, just be careful.
Absolutely.
Yep, will do.
2 dragons. Fuck.
Hopefully it isn't.
Hopefully it isn't. That is indeed the thing. Also, once you finish up there, you can come back as heroes, and tomorrow we can see my brother's contraption finally at work.
Of course.
I mean, that all sounds pretty nice.
Sounds exciting. We actually got to see or talk to Percival last night a little bit, so he sounds excited.
Well, thank you all for doing this. And stay safe.
Of course.
Okay. And that will be where we end tonight's episode.
No, I wanted to go out and fight some stuff.
I want to go fight some dragons.
Fight
I
some
wanted to fight.
I want to fight a dragon. I want to go kill a dragon and say, you dead dragon, I'm going to kill you.
Go finger guns.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew.
Well,
Not really what I would be doing, but
well, as much pew-pewing as we wish we could do, we will have to wait until next week to fight some dragons. Thank you
Whack.
so much for watching, and we will see you next week.